Hey, I'm Charlie. Thanks for turning into my channel. We're going to be hitting on a lot of cool bikes that I have over the last year and a half or two collecting motocross bikes. We also have a couple race cars that we'll also be doing videos on, and racing one of the cars, and even down to my moto van. So I think you guys will appreciate the videos, and I hope you guys follow, and let me know in the comments if you want me to hit on certain bikes or any questions you have on the bikes. We'll just give you a peruse through all the bikes in collection right now today. And then each week we'll try and drop a bike a week. So you could tag along and follow us. Some of the bikes here, we have KX 500. This is one of my personal bikes I ride. The other bikes I usually don't ride. There's only 10 or 11 bikes. I have about 40 bikes I have that I ride and race. And this is a 99 KX 500 that I absolutely love. It's just been an amazing bike. These are a couple Chad Reed bikes. The YZ250 is actually one of his old personal riding bikes that I got from him. Down to 82 KX 125, pretty rare bike in amazing shape. This is a Tomac replica. If you haven't seen his YouTube video, it's actually a really cool video that he has. Kawasaki built him a KX 250 and they did a killer job on it. So I was fortunate to get a replica of that bike. This is Ricky Carmichael's practice bike as well. It's pretty cool. When I bought it, one of my friends, Paul Tracy, knows Ricky Carmichael, and Ricky did a personal video thanking me for buying the bike and stuff, so that was pretty cool. 80 RM250, I have an 81, 82 RM465s. I'll probably be selling that bike eventually because I really don't need to, and I need a little bit more space in this garage. If you can't tell already, you'll be able to tell over the next few videos that I'm a big CR fan. Anything from 76 on, I pretty much have. This one's pretty special. That's an 81. It's rare. It's probably one of the worst CRs that Honda has built, but I just don't see too many of them, so it was a must-have for the collection. Funny story, when we hit on the CR 480s, and give you a breakdown, I actually bought 3 of these bikes, and one of my friend Curtis actually fully redid his bike that he bought from me, and he'll be racing it as well. And the other bike, I'm like, screw it, I might as well have a backup bike. So I built 2 bikes, and PGD Designs helps me with a lot of my builds. So Paul's been great if you ever need somebody if you don't have time and need somebody to help you rebuild. But I race this bike, and it's called GP3 class. It's an 81 to 83 class. Non-disc brake class, obviously, and I race open, and it's been an amazing bike. When we go through that video, I'll tell you the pros and cons and sort of how you really need to set up the bike to race it. This is a 250 83, and then this is an 83 250 that I race as well. So in the open class, I could race obviously the 250 or 480. So depending on the track, that'll determine which bike. The 480 is definitely a lot more fun. You just got to be low to mid gear when you're racing it because it has like 0 top end. But still, if you know how to ride it, you'll be fast on it. Let's see, 85 CR 125, 86 CR 250. And these 2 cool bikes, I race these as well. This is in D1 class, so front disc only. I think it's like 84 to 86 in that class, a cool Evo class. Probably one of the funnest classes to race if you're still wanting to race as much of a modern bike as you can. The 500 and 250, again, it's open class, so I could choose per track which bike I want to race. And the 500 is just an absolute blast to ride. A lot of people are always like, 500 is just like too much, or 450 is too much. Why are everybody racing those bikes? Or so many even pros are like, why race 450? We should all be on 350s or 250s. But that's the thing. If it sort of scares you or if it's too much, that's what I am sort of attracted to. So with the 500, since you have to pay so much more attention and be really precise with what you're doing with throttle control and stuff like that, That's what makes that bike so much fun to ride. You really have to know what you're doing on the bike so you don't kill yourself. But the bike is a blast to ride. The 250 is a blast too, because you could just wind it out and it's just, you could beat on it. It's just an absolutely amazing bike. So we'll be following us on the bikes and races and all that fun stuff for 2022 season, which starts in January. So I'm a little out of shape, by the way, right now. I had a fusion for my L5. If you guys want, I'll even do a video on that, of my experience for 2017 doing a lumbar microsectomy, and then now I just did a L5 fusion. So a little skinny compared to some of my older videos, if you watched some of my older videos. But we'll touch on that. I'm feeling really good. No more sciatic nerve pain. No more numbness in my feet. One of my last races, actually, this past year, my right foot was going numb in the race and kept falling off the peg. So that was the time when I knew I had to get surgery. So this is a 79 or 80 YZ250. I'll actually be selling this. So I'll do a video on this bike as well. I rode this last summer and it's been here ever since. The suspension wasn't that great. Instead of rebuilding the whole bike, I just want to keep it more as original as possible. So great bike. We have an 89 CR500, all original tires. I think somebody told me the sprocket wasn't original, but other than that, it's an all original bike. So killer bike. This bike, we bought, it was all black, like a sand dune bike. And literally I threw out all the plastic and tank and everything. It was an absolute mess. But Paul, again, with PGG Builds, helped me tear it all down. Soup to nuts. Ryan at Factory Edge rebuilt the full motor. I mean, the thing is brand new now. It's probably too nice to ride. So I have a 97 CR500 that's supposed to be here, but Ryan's going through that motor for me, so it's ready for January. And that's the bike I'll ride. So again, I only have about 10 bikes I ride. This bike's just going to be a showpiece because it came out too perfect. So keeping on the bikes, here, you might want to jump over here. Sorry, my camera guy, I don't want him to kill himself. Oh, a couple motors too, and we could go through these in another video. CR500 motor, CR250 motor, fully redone. They're on a couple bike builds that we're doing. This bike here, Johnny from the Ride Shop built. You might have seen it. I think Dirt Rider Magazine did a video on a YouTube video. That's pretty cool. I was blessed enough to pick this up last summer. It's a KX500 motor in a KTM chassis, and it's a blast to ride. It feels heavier than the 450, but again, it's one of those bikes that's just like hard to ride, so it's more fun to ride, if that makes sense. But I can't wait to ride this. When I got it, I only had it for like a month or two before I had back surgery, so this is definitely going to be a bike that I take to Glen Helen. I think it's going to be a killer bike for that track. But they just did a marvelous job on it. The suspension's on point. Just super pumped on that bike. This is my 2020 and a half factory edition 450. Probably for all the modern bikes, this is the most fun to ride over the 350. It's just such a fun bike. You could get yourself out of trouble by just twisting the throttle. But again, totally different beast than the two strokes. And another cool video we're going to do too, we're going to compare in lap times, same day, same track, same conditions, and do lap times against like an 83 480 against an 86 500, and then do like a 97 CR500 against the 2020 half KTM 450. And maybe even do lap times against these two, just to see like, hey, which is truly faster with the 500 motor, 2-stroke, 4-stroke. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be an awesome video. I'm actually curious to see which is faster. I can't tell when I'm riding them because they're just two completely different bikes and how you handle the turns and stuff. This bike's pretty cool too. It's a 300 2-stroke. I built this for AMR racing. I did my first AMR race in 2021 and got 4th. I'm a green plate guy, so obviously I'm not a super fast racer yet. But the bike's been a blast to ride. I actually like riding it on the motocross track. It's just super smooth. AEO Motorsports did all the suspension work out of Marietta. Those guys are the gurus of KTM suspension. I can't say enough about Jeremy and Sonic and those guys. So killer bikes. I get all my bikes from AEO, by the way, for KTM. They've totally hooked me up. This is a pretty cool bike, Supermoto, that we made street legal. One of my friends actually had this bike and he never rode it, so I think I have like 12 hours on it or something. So super cool build. Just bought this from Bring a Trailer. You gotta love it. They only made like 5 or 6 of these cars. It's a Z28.R 2015. We'll be racing this car. We'll be tracking and dialing in this car. So this will be a fun one to actually follow for us as well if you're a car guy. Super excited to get this on the track. We're just waiting for tires and we'll be bringing this out on the track in a couple weeks and then we'll be racing this next year. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be pretty fun. And then this car is street legal. Bought this from Starwood Motors. One of the owners, I guess, built it for him. All out, no expense spares. When we bought it, it wasn't running perfectly, so we literally had to put a full Motec in it. And now it drives like a dream. Pretty special car. It has everything except for a cage and fire suppression. Other than that, the car would be race ready, to be honest. But it has air conditioning, radio. You can drive it to and from the track. So we'll be doing a cool video on this. And then I'm also gonna probably compare what a street legal souped up car could do compares to a race car, since they're within 2 years apart of each other. So it'd be cool to see lap times. This one's running about 670 wheel horsepower. That one's running 517 crank. So probably, I'm assuming, about 450 wheel horsepower. So should be pretty cool to see the difference. This is 3,600 pounds. That's about 3,400 pounds with fuel, both with fuel. And last but not least, my buddy Chad at the MotoBox builds these vans. He's out of Peoria. A lot of my friends build their own vans. I'm working my ass off running 2 companies, so I don't have time to be building vans, unfortunately. So I'm blessed that I could pay somebody to do it. So he does a great job. I can fit 3 bikes in here, 2 forward, 1 back. I'm usually only bringing 2 bikes to the track. Usually a fun bike to ride, like one of the 2-strokes, and then one of the 450 race bikes or something. But we will be getting an Outlaw, like a 29J, to take to the racetracks just for race weekends, to sleep there and all that fun stuff. And I'll do a thorough review on this build because it was a pretty cool build. You know, we have air in it, microwave, refrigerator, you can sleep in it, 34-inch TV, Xbox, so pretty cool. But thanks for following me today, and stay tuned for our future videos that we'll put up. We're gonna try and put up 1 video a week for you, and touch bases on all the cars, bikes, and, you know, going out on the track. So stay tuned.